Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the IR-1 and CR-1 immigrant spouse visa categories. We're specifically discussing this in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the U.S. Embassy here in Bangkok, as well as the U.S. Embassy in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and the U.S. Embassy in Vientiane, Laos, which are all three U.S. embassies that we process cases through rather frequently here in this office. All these embassies are currently closed for interview due to COVID-19. They have currently closed their facilities, and those facilities presumably will remain closed until such time as it is deemed that they can reopen and it would be safe and efficient to go ahead and do that. I've had some questions from commentators on our YouTube channel here, as well as from folks sending us emails, and actually people I've just talked to in person, who've asked me, do you think it's possible they may just take the interview process and sort of digitize it, just put it on Zoom? We're seeing a lot of companies using things like Skype or Zoom to have meetings, to have in-person discussions, well, as a substitute for what were once in-person discussions. Could embassy interviews go this way? Well, it remains to be seen. I think it's possible, however unlikely. It would require a reallocation of resources, reallocation of protocols. It would likely increase efficiency, but this administration does not particularly seem overly concerned with increasing efficiency of immigration cases. So the totality of their circumstances leads me to believe probably not. That being stated, in the longer term, it is possible. Another reason I think it's unlikely, though, is there's a certain amount of, there's a substantial amount of discretion vested in consular officers to make factual determinations regarding visa applications outside of the United States. Basically, the courts have actually said in the past, and I'm paraphrasing and I'm just stating the essentials here, that consular officers are in the best position to make factual determinations. We're not going to look over their shoulders and try to sort of have an appeal process for those determinations. This is basically the bedrock of what's called the doctrine of consular absolutism, or the doctrine of consular non-reviewability, which stipulates the consular officers have pretty much unfettered, non-reviewable discretion to make factual determinations on the ground. The very nature of that would seem to suggest that in-person interviews are going to be a necessity in order for consular officers to make a full assessment with respect to an applicant. Essentially, they need to see them in person in order to make a determination whether or not an immigrant spouse visa, in this case, should be issued. So I don't think it's overly likely we will see this in forthcoming days, weeks, months, maybe even years, possibly ever. I would temper that by saying there's an outside chance that it could happen.